Hi, I'm Justin McGarry, and welcome back to the HPE Discover studio. I'm joined now by Jennifer Temple, HPE's new Chief Marketing and Communications Officer. We'll talk about her new role, all the energy and announcements coming out of HPE Discover 2025, and wrap up with something big, our bold new HPE brand reveal and what it means for the future. So let's get into it. Jennifer, welcome.
Thank you so much, Justin. This is a thrill to be with you.
It's a lot of fun being here in the HPE studio. You're almost 1 year into your role as our Chief Communications and Marketing Officer. How's that going?
Well, first of all, I loved that you opened it by saying the new Chief Communications and Marketing Officer, because I have felt like these last 10 months have just gone by in such a blur, and it's been a fabulous ride. I couldn't have asked for a better moment to have this job and to help usher in a new era for HPE. So it's really been a fantastic combination. I think comms and marketing aren't always together at every organization, but this moment, we really become more powerful when we put them together. And I'm just seeing instant success in having the teams think as one team about our brand to demand strategy. So I'm having a ball, and it's a career highlight for me, for sure.
That's really exciting to hear, Jennifer. While this is your first HPE Discover Las Vegas as our Chief Communications and Marketing Officer, you're no stranger to this conference. You've been coming to Discover since 2019, is that right?
Yes, so I joined, it will be 7 years in a couple of weeks, but I joined right after Discover 2018, so I just missed it. So 2019 was indeed my first Discover Las Vegas.
Yeah, so what's different about this year's HPE Discover, and what should we be on the lookout for?
Well, first, I think we're telling a more powerful, integrated story than we ever have. And I think everything that Antonio Neri said on stage today is represented on our show floor, which is just such a wonderful experience for our customers and partners to hear from us unpack the news. We had something like 7 announcements today, but then to walk around the floor and really experience what that integrated portfolio feels like and how it can unlock possibilities for our customers. So the very first thing I noticed is the integration of the story that's better knitted together than it ever has been.
Okay.
The second thing you can't help but notice is our bold new brand. It's everywhere, and I have to say it made me almost teary today watching it on the big screen, and then to follow the crowd from the Sphere into our show floor and see the brand really light up the entire presence at Discover. It's a really meaningful, powerful moment for the company. And so that's very different, is to launch a new brand.
Yes.
And then I would say third is we've tried some new things. We've introduced some technical training that didn't before exist. We have a really great way to, when you, at the conclusion of walking through our whole show floor, you can wind up at our CIC Innovation Center, interact with a lot of new technologies, go and see our Unleash AI portfolio, talk to subject matter experts and get appointments with HPE Labs. Yeah. So I just feel like all these new things we've introduced also make it a really exciting Discover.
So speaking of the keynote this morning, Antonio on stage, really exciting, a lot of energy there.
Yeah.
What are some of the key takeaways for our attendees, you feel like, as they're leaving the conference? How do you want them to feel as they walk out of Las Vegas this week?
That's a great question. And I actually think Antonio summed it up very well today. One of the last things he said was, "You are not alone. We are here for you and with you, and we will walk a mile in your shoes." So what I really hope people feel is that they've got this trusted guide and set of experts that are walking this journey with them, because AI has thrust upon us this enormous opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be a little scary and challenging, and we don't know exactly what will be around the next corner, but when you have a trusted partner and a guide that can help marshal the resources, that really makes it an exciting endeavor. And then you've got the power of GreenLake.
Yeah.
And a cloud experience like no other. So his takeaways were really my takeaways, and the feeling I hope people leave with is one of partnership.
Yeah. Trusted advisor. Our
Indeed.
customers are really looking for that, especially when it comes to AI.
Indeed.
We briefly touched on HPE's new brand.
Yeah.
Can you share some of the background as to why we have the rebranded look and feel? And I'd love to hear just some of your thoughts on some of the key elements that went into the new brand.
Oh, I see what you just did there. You said elements.
I did.
See? So, well, I'll start there. The element is so much a part of who we are. And 10 years ago, when we spun off from HP and became our own company, the element was born. And so the very first thing you'll notice in our new brand is that the element is very much a part of our signature. It's the same signature green, and it's the element that ushers in these possibilities. You'll see an openness to the element. So the signature under the E, so HPE, that's formed by an open element, is very intentional because it's a welcoming, the dawning of the AI era calls for partnership, it calls for ecosystem, it calls for imagination, and having that open element really lines up with that. You'll also see that it's modern. The typeface is bold, it's evocative, it signals ingenuity. So I think some of the things I love about it are the color palette mixed with the typeface, mixed with the signature element.
Yeah.
It feels refreshing, but it also feels continuous and like there's a through line from where we were to where we're headed.
So I'll tell you, the reaction from our customers is pretty incredible. I just came
Great.
from a meeting with one of the leading digital entertainment streaming platforms.
Okay,
And they love the new brand refresh. So
that's great.
share with me a little bit of some of the customer perspective you've been hearing about the new brand.
I've also heard nothing but great things. And you always expect there to be a management of change associated with anything that is different. But what I'm hearing is that people feel that it's bold. They feel that it does evoke an openness that they want in a trusted advisor and a partner. They feel it's modern. I had customers at our dinner last night really speak to the partnership opportunities and wanting to be affiliated with our brand. And that's part of what's important about a new brand. It's not just what it looks like, it's actually that it signals the partnership that we want you to want to have. We want to be the cool kids.
Yeah.
We want you to want to flock to our brand and to our company and ask us for more help.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of emotion, I think, in the keynote today at Sphere. It was amazing to see. I think our customers are really resonating with it.
Good.
Jennifer, thanks so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking the time with me.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for doing what you're doing.
So I'd love to say thank you to all of you for watching. There's so much more to come from HPE Discover 2025. So stay tuned with us here in the studio for more exclusive content and conversations. To explore all the announcements and highlights, be sure to visit hpe.com/discover.